The cost of burying loved ones has gone up by 25% since the start of the lockdown in connection with COVID-19. Companies are blaming the price hike on extra costs, which include personal protective equipment and sanitizing products. Well, joining me now is the National Funeral Directors Association President, Manesh Govender. Manesh, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. So, many had expected that because, we're sort of moving to minimalist funerals and that, the numbers are kept low and basically usually people are buried within days of them passing on, that the costs would be coming down, but they're going up. Why is that?
The costs have gone up, as you said earlier. It's the PPE, which has been a major contributor to the increase of the cost of funerals. Especially, during the start of the lockdown, the price of PPE went out of the roof. So that's a major contributor. Plus, as well, we sanitizing of vehicles and equipment continuously. So that's also now contributed. And labor, because funerals now are taking place during the week. Normally, funerals used to take place mostly on the weekend. So we're doing funerals every day. So now we have to bring in more staff because the staff that worked during the week used to work over the weekend. So that's also contributed to the cost, as well as an increase in the annual increase in June, July from our coffin manufacturers, and majority of the municipalities also have an increase of the cemetery and cremation fees during the July month. So
what's the impact, Manesh? How significant is the increase in terms of the quantum?
So the increase is between 10 to 25%.
And so just talk to me about the peculiarities then that have contributed to these costs. You mentioned the issue around personal protective equipment, but I understand that there are other factors as well beyond the PPE that is to be worn by the funeral, workers, the people that work in terms of, helping with the conducting of the funeral. But there are actually other costs that are associated with the handling of the body itself.
Yes, so it's body bags as well. So, between 2 to 3 body bags are used. So that's also an extra cost that it's factored in there. As we said, is that the labor cost is also a major issue as well. That's contributed to the factors, and also all the increases that we've had from our suppliers on our side as well.
When you say the body bags, it's a bit of a grim topic there, Manesh, but I mean, death is part of life, really, and we have to confront it. What do you mean when you say extra body bags?
So what happens is that the law says between 2 to 3 body bags need to be used on COVID cases. And as well as that, majority of the cases that we are removing, we're treating majority of the people as COVID-19 because we do not know the cause of death until proven that they're negative. So we then have to use body bags and to place them in because we need to protect ourselves and our staff and the public in general.
Yeah. Speaking of that protection, in terms of the people that work for your affiliates, what's that looking like in as far as ensuring that they are able to play, the role that they need to play in conducting funerals, but they don't get exposed to the virus themselves?
So we've written protocols on how to work with the COVID cases, and as I said, we're treating all cases now as COVID-19, so they all are protected. They have all the protective gear that need to be used, and all the sanitizers, and fogging down every vehicle that is used on a daily basis. So our mourners vehicles, our hearses, our removal vehicles, all are getting fogged on a daily basis, and every time they get used, they're getting fogged.
Lastly, Manesh, given the increases that you mentioned, and also the dire financial situation that many South Africans will be finding themselves in this year of so much loss, not only in terms of the financial situation, but also losses of people, of loved ones, how would you say people need to prepare themselves to be able to better cope with the costs of conducting a funeral under these circumstances?
They need to take out funeral policies with reputable companies that are registered with the FSCA to assist them when a funeral occurs, and also use funeral undertakers that are registered with proper associations, so that they get the proper services, and also then they can ask for pricing as well. You know, with our association, undertakers will assist them.
All right, thank you for your insights there. That's Manesh Govender talking to us about the increase in the costs of conducting a funeral during this time of COVID-19.